going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna do a quick little video today on this thing. We're gonna get it ready to be a battery box pretty much. So this will be a quick little video just of like a rundown of what to do kind of thing. I looked on YouTube. There's only one guy I saw that make one of these, and he didn't even really go through. He just had a battery sitting in it. So I'm gonna kind of go through what I'm gonna do for it. And yeah, so all right, so I'm gonna kind of run down what I got to do this battery swap. Excuse my garage, a little messy. I just picked up that monster of a powder coating oven yesterday. Don't really need anything this big, but I picked it up for $100. It's got 3 elements in it. I need to rewire the whole thing and get it working, and it's dragging on my floor, which is really annoying, but I'll fix that. We got the truck turned back around. Going to be building a spray booth today with that wood and probably wrap it in that cardboard to try to keep all the dust inside of it when I powder coat. But with this thing, so I'm going to be running 2 vents in the back of it, which I've already done because I had to borrow a hole saw for it. So we got 2 vents here to let out any battery vapors. We got some through wall fittings to keep the wires from getting cut up. I have some 0-aught cable. That'll be the main battery cable for the starter. We got 2-gauge ground that was already on the truck we're going to reuse. This is fireproofing, so when it runs next to the header, it'll keep it from burning. We got some 4-gauge cable. This is going to run from the alternator back to the battery. And of course a wire loom. We got all the terminal ends for it. Those will probably be soldered on for the 0-gauge and the 4-gauge. We have an 80 amp circuit breaker. This will be right on the back side of the alternator, so instead of running a fuse and having issues, I like having these circuit breakers, so if they do trip, if it's something that I can just easily reset it and go, or if it keeps tripping and I have a bigger problem. So we got that, and then we got the same thing but a 250 amp. This will be on the starter side and it will be mounted in here. The only other thing we have is this will be mounted on the frame, and then we'll have one from the battery, and then this one will go to the starter, and then for my fuse box we'll get power from here, stuff like that. And inside of here we just have the battery tray that I'm gonna have to modify a little bit so it'll sit flush all the way to one side. I haven't decided what side yet. And then we have insulated clamps that will hold the cable to the frame. And then this is where I'm going to run the cable through. Now this stuff here is like, it's probably as thick as this, and want to be able to use these things. And it was going to be easier for me just to drill like a big hole and then mount this to the floor and drill a small hole and run the cable through this thing. Kind of like this, instead of trying to drill through this, because I don't think this thing is going to mount through this little thin plastic on here. So I'm just going to start off with trimming this the rest of the way to get it in there. And I need to 100% figure out which way I'm going to mount this thing. So I'm going to check it in the back of the truck and see like where the frame's going to come up. I know the gas tank's kind of in the way, so it's probably going to, the cables are probably going to be on this side coming up. The battery will sit over here. Alright, so that's what it's going to look like mounted in the back of the truck. I think I'm just going to end up running the battery cable on this side, because I think if I mount it here, the tank is going to be right in the way. So I'll probably mount it here, go straight through the wood, and then mount it to the frame where the frame has in this area. And then I'll just run the cable inside the frame and then all the way up to the starter. So we'll just get this thing set up and get the battery box mounted in there, or get the battery tray mounted in there. Alright, so we got the tray mounted in there. couldn't do it with one hand, so I just did that. This piece over here, I don't know if it's gonna fit. I think it's pretty close. And it's a little long, so I'll probably trim this or either pull up the battery box and just set it on top of it. I might just do that, probably a little easier. Just put the screws through it, keep it from moving. So next I'm gonna take the hole saw and I'll probably just do like 2 or probably 3 big holes right here. And then we'll mount that piece and then we'll get the holes drilled for the other pieces. Alright guys, I decided I didn't need a hole saw, I'll just use this. I think it's like inch and, let's see, inch and 3/8 unibit. And then I was like, well, I'll just cut all of it out. So I just cut it out to one big slot. It's not perfect, but you're never gonna see it, so I don't really care. So now I'm going to drill into this. I put 2 marks down here with black Sharpies. I'm sure you can't see it. There you go. I'm gonna mount I think right now I'm just gonna do 3, maybe a 4th one, because I think eventually I want to do an amplified sound system in the truck. So I may just do all 4 holes now and I'll just leave that one open and tape it or something to keep anything out of it. So I'll start drilling these out real quick. Alright guys, so sorry I'm sweating like crazy, it's hot out here. So this black piece is not going to work like I thought it was. These pieces here, it's set up, only stick through that much. So 1/4 inch piece, which I thought would be thin enough, I didn't even check these things, is too thick. So I have a Tupperware lid that I actually threw in the garbage, it's still out there. Then I think I'm gonna go take and cut a square out of it. I'll get all the holes drilled and then I'll just paint it black or maybe white because it'll match. Nah, I don't know, I'll probably just paint it black. And then I'll mount that in here with these pieces on it and we'll try again. Alright guys, here's what we got so far. We got this plastic way thinner, so these things mount up on it actually. So this will basically go in there like that. Then we have our main power, our ground, our alternator wire, and then these two will be the Holly. And I'm probably going to do one more over here for whenever I do the amplifier. I don't think I'll ever have to run any more wires in here, so I'm probably just going to do that one and get it over with, and then I will paint that piece and mount it, and then we can go on to the circuit breaker. Alright guys, so this is what I came up with. I originally made that piece out of the plastic, and I realized that I had a piece of sheet metal laying around, and I thought that would be way better. It's pushed up right now because that negative's running through it, but I cut that, painted it white so it kind of matched the cooler bottom. But you can see this is how the wires will run through it. There's a negative. I'm gonna make them run, this and the positive run to this corner, so next time I replace a battery, because this is out of my 2017 Camry, I took it out when I traded it in because it was brand new, and it had a good warranty on it, so I kept it. But I want to be able to just, if I get a battery where the posts are the other way, or if I mount the battery on this side, I can either go to any corner I need to. So the positive will probably go the same length, and then I'll just have it be tucked down in here when I hook it to the battery like that. But we got the power for the battery coming in, that'll go to here. Then we'll have one from here to this corner, and then we will have the alternator, Holly power, Holly ground, and then eventually that will be for an amplifier. But that's it for this one. So it'll be like this in the truck, you'll never see it. It's got the vents in the back to let the battery fumes out if there's ever any, and it's protected. It doesn't look like a battery. The only thing that sucks about these square bodies is there's nowhere to mount a battery under the frame on these, because the fleet size, it mounts right where the step is. So this is my solution to it. Hopefully somebody else can get some use out of this video. And thanks for watching. And here in the next couple of days, I think I'm going to get started on the frame on this, or I might take out the heater so I can see how rusty the firewall is on it. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.